notice, and this is a typical copyright. We continue mathematics syllabus 2018 to 2027, 2018 to 2027. Schedule of videos, number theory and computation. All 33 of these videos have been uploaded and published as of now, mid-October. All 33 videos published on YouTube. So now we continue with section 2, consumer arithmetic. And hopefully by the end of this month, October, this should be completed. There are only 12 videos in this section, so less objectives, as opposed to the 33 in section 1. Then November 2024, maybe 7 to 10 videos on sets, 16 to 18 videos, December 2024 on measurement. Then January 2025, statistics, February 2025, algebra, March 2025, relations, functions, and graphs. And then in April 2025, geometry and trigonometry. And finally, by May, mid-May 2025, vectors and matrices. So we will get all these objectives covered in that time. Reminder that I divided section 1 into 33 videos. All of those have been published on YouTube in their entirety. Recall again that this section forms the foundation of the rest of the syllabus. So please make sure you look at those 33 videos and you know them very well. I will not repeat things that I already did in this section. So those were the first 16 videos completed and published. And then another 17, which completes the 33 videos from section 1. So section 1 completed. From here on, I will assume that you have learned the work in section 1 well, because I wouldn't have the time to go and explain all of this again. So, section 2, consumer arithmetic. This is the first part of the syllabus for this section. We begin with calculate, and we have certain things like discount, sales tax, profit and loss. That's objective 1. Then we have objective 2, calculate percentage profit and percentage loss. Some of that will be done in this section. Then objective 3, express profit, loss, discount, and so on as a percentage of some value. Then objective 4, solve problems dealing with marked price, selling price, cost price, profit and loss. Again, some of that we will do in this very first objective. 5, solve problems involving payment by installments, as in the case of hire purchase and mortgages. 6, solve problems involving simple interest. 7, solve problems involving compound interest. Objective 8, solve problems involving appreciation and depreciation. 9, solve problems involving measures and money. And objective 10, solve problems involving rates and taxes, utilities, invoices and shopping bills, salaries and wages, insurance and investment. Obviously, we cannot get all of that done in one video, so I will split that in 3. So those 9 videos plus this tree would give us 12 videos in total, which will bring us to the end of section 2, consumer arithmetic. So here are the objectives. Again, video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 9 would give us 9 videos because we can complete each of those objectives in a single video. But objective 10 has to be split into 3 videos: utilities and salaries and wages, rates and taxes, invoices and shopping bills, and finally insurance and investments. So we'll have 12 videos in this section. Now keep in mind that not all of these 12 videos will be available on YouTube in their entirety. Some of them will. For the rest of them, only part of it will be available. And for the other part of those videos, you will be directed to a different site where a small fee is charged. So we begin here. Objective 1, calculate discount, sales tax, profit, and loss. So there are 4 things there. We will cover all of them in this one video because they're not too difficult. So at its simplest level, the marked price on an item in a store is $250, say. You bargained with the proprietor and he decided to sell that item to you for $230 instead of the $250. Now that means that he gave you a discount of $20. Or let us say that the item has a slight defect, won't affect much in the way it works, but it has a slight defect. So you offer to pay $180 for it, the same $250 item. The store owner then said, let's split that difference halfway. You pay $250 and you accepted. That means that you get a discount of $35. Remember, it was $250 and you offered $180. So that is a difference of $70 that you were willing to pay. But the store owner said, split the 70 halfway. So he increased your 180 by 35 to 215. And at the same time, you decreased his 250 by 35 to 215. So that is what we mean by discount at its basic level. But we will take that a level higher involving percentages. So we are going to calculate discount. Example 1, a store has 20% discount on all items store-wide. If the list price on an item is $300, calculate 1, the actual discount, and 2, the price you will pay at the checkout. So first of all, it's 20% of $300, 20% of $300, and you get $60. That's your discount. That's not what you pay for it. What you actually pay at the checkout is $60 less than the list price. So you pay $240. I did tell you that this was fairly easy if you understood and learned section 1 well. Example 2. A store has 15% discount on all items store-wide. If the list price on an item is $300, calculate the actual discount, and 2, the price you will pay at the checkout. Now, this is very similar to the one we just did. So we will find 15% of $300. So that is 15% of 300. You work that out and you get $45. That's your actual discount. But then remember, the item's list price was $300. So you pay $45 less. You subtract the 45 from the 300, and you actually pay $255. Example 3. A car owner paid $850 for car insurance last year. because of no claims last year, didn't get in any accident or anything, his insurance cost dropped this year by 12.5%. Assume no devaluation of the car, calculate the actual discount and the insurance to be paid this year. So 12.5% of $850, you work that, 25 over 200 times 850, and you get a discount of $106.25. That's the discount. So if you subtract $106.25 from last year's insurance, $850, this year, that car owner would pay $743.75. Example 4. Remember, we are still dealing with discount, part A. A store offered 40% discount on all Christmas decorations from January 12th to January 31st, 2024. A smart shopper decided to stock up on such items for Christmas, December 2024. If the total list price on all the Christmas decoration items she wants to buy is $890, calculate 1, her discount, and 2, the checkout price. How much did she actually have to pay? So 40% of $890, we work that out and come up with $356. That's the discount. So you subtract the $356 from the list price, which is $890, and she would have to pay $534. Example 5. A supermarket offers 5% discount at checkout on all purchases by senior citizens who sign up for its loyalty card program. That is the supermarket's loyalty card program. If such a person has items totaling $450 in his shopping cart, calculate his discount, how much actually he has to pay, assuming no other charges or discounts apply. So we will calculate 5% of $450, and you know how to do that by now. 5% of $450, and that gives $22. So $22 less the $450. So the senior citizen pays $427.50. Okay, that's enough for calculating discount. Let's move on to calculating sales tax. So we finished with discount. Now we are at sales tax. If you find this video useful and or interesting, please like and share. Like and share. And you may also consider subscribing to this channel. After all, it doesn't cost you anything, and it means a lot to me. So now, let's go to sales tax. What is sales tax? Now, in many countries, the retail stores are required by law to collect a percentage of their sales from the consumers, the people who buy, for the government. So they will collect a percentage of what the item costs for the government. Now, some stores already have this included in their sticker or list price with this notice: inclusive of sale tax or VAT included. Now, VAT stands for value added tax. Same thing. Other stores do not include this in their sticker or list price with a notice VAT not included. You will pay that at the checkout. Now, this is what we will be dealing with here: the VAT inclusive and the VAT not included. So most times they would include the VAT in the price. So if you see a thing costs $40.50, they have already included the VAT in that. Other times, some stores will not include it, and it would say VAT not included. All right, so now we will do this similar to the discount we looked at previously, but instead of subtracting, we will have to add to the non-VAT list price. So, example 1, calculating sales tax. In a certain country, VAT is 15%. The non-VAT sticker price of an item you want to buy is $230. So this does not include VAT. Calculate the VAT, how much is the actual value-added tax, and then how much you must pay for the item. Assume no other tax or discount applies. So VAT is 15% of 230. So you calculate 15% of 230 and you get $34.50. So now the final cost will be the non-VAT listed price of 230 plus the VAT, and you will end up paying $264.50. Most people don't like that because they don't have a good idea of what they are paying. They prefer to have the VAT added upfront. So when they go to the checkout, they just pay that price, which already includes the VAT. Because this could be confusing. Say you have $250, and when you go to the checkout, you find that you have to pay $34.50. So now it's $264.50, and you don't have the extra money. Okay. Example 2. In a certain country, VAT is 12%. The non-VAT sticker price on an item you want to buy is $40. Calculate the VAT, the value-added tax, and how much you will pay for the item at the checkout. Assume no other tax or discount applies. So VAT is 12% of whatever the cost, the list price is. You find 12% of $40 and you get $4.80. That is the VAT. So the final cost will be the non-VAT price plus the VAT, which gives you $44.80. Example 3. In a certain country, VAT is 12%. The VAT included sticker price, now VAT is included in this, of an item you want to buy is $60. So VAT is already in that $60. Calculate the non-VAT price for the item and then the actual VAT. Assume no other tax or discount applies. So you will let the non-VAT price be 100%. With the VAT included, that would be 100 plus the 12%. That would be 112%. But that 112% is $60. That's the price. So now you will find 100%, which would be 60 over 112, multiplied by 100, and that will give you $53.57. That would have been the non-VAT price, but once they included the VAT, it came up to $60. Now we still need to know what the VAT is, which is fairly easy. If the VAT inclusive price is $60 and the non-VAT price is $53.57, you just subtract this one from that and you will get how much VAT is, $6.43. You can verify that 12% of $53.57 is $6.43. If it is, then you know that your answer is correct. Example 4. In a certain country, VAT is 15%. The VAT included sticker price of an item you want to buy is $200. So VAT is already included in that. Calculate the non-VAT price for the item and 2, the actual VAT. Assume no other tax or discount applies. So you would let the non-VAT price be 100%. Then the VAT price would be 115%, because remember, VAT is 15%. So that the 115% is equal to $200, that this includes the VAT. 100% will be 200 over 115 multiplied by 100, and you get 173.91. That is the non-VAT price. So if this is the VAT price and this is the non-VAT price, you subtract this from that and you get the actual VAT that was paid, the value added tax. You can always verify your answer by finding 15% of this, and if you get back 2609, you know you are on the right track. Okay, that's enough on sales tax. Let's move on to calculating profit and loss. So we are going to calculate profit and loss together. What do we mean by profit? Now this is P-R-O-F-I-T, profit, not P-R-O-P-H-E-T like Prophet Moses or Prophet Isaiah. P-R-O-F-I-T, profit. So what is that? Let's say you buy a book for $50 and then you sold it for $60. You sold it for $10 more than what you paid for it. That means that you made a profit of $10 on this transaction. So then what is loss? Well, obviously the opposite of profit. Let's continue with that book you bought for $50. This time, before you could sell it for $60, it became slightly damaged, so you had to actually sell it for $45, since nobody would pay more than that for this slightly damaged book. So you sold it for $5 less than you paid for it. That means that you sustain a loss of $5 on this transaction. So that is what we mean by profit and loss. Example 1. You bought an item for $50 and sold it at a profit of 20%. Calculate your profit and the selling price. So the cost price is $50. The profit is 20%. Therefore, the actual profit will be 20% of that $50. 20% of $50. You work that out and you get $10. So the profit is $10. So if the profit is $10 and you bought it for $50, then you sold it, the selling price must be $60. Next question. Example 2. You bought an item for $50 and sold it at a loss of 10%. Calculate your loss and the selling price. So the cost price is $50. But when you sold it, you sustained a loss of 10%. So let's find 10% of your cost price, which gives us $5. So this is common sense now. If you bought it for $50 and when you sold it, you lost $5, how much did you sell it for? Obviously, 50 minus 5, and you sold it for $45. So the selling price is $45. Example 3. You bought an item for $250 and sold it at a profit of 15%. Calculate your profit and the selling price. Okay, so the cost price is $250. The profit is 15% of that $250. So you find 15% of $250 and you get $37.50. So how much did you sell it for? $250 plus $37.50. So your selling price is $285.50. Example 4. A shopkeeper bought a bucket for $90 and sold it at a loss of 33 and 1/3%. Calculate his loss and the actual selling price. So cost price is $90, loss of 33.5% of that 90. So 33 and 1/3% will be 100 over 300 multiplied by 90, and that gives us $30. So there is a $30 loss on an item that was bought for $90. So the selling price obviously will be $90 minus $30, which gives us $60. So far, this is fairly easy. Now, this one gets a little harder. A shopkeeper sold, not bought, a shopkeeper sold an item for $56 and made 15%, meaning that the 15% is included in this $56. Calculate the cost price and the actual profit. So let the cost price be 100%, then the selling price would be 115%, but we know that that 115% is $56. So we will find for 100%, remember, we want the cost price, and we said we will let the cost price be 100%. So when we find 100%, that will be the cost price. So 56 divided by 115 multiplied by 100, and we get 48.70. So that was what the shopkeeper bought it for and sold it for $56 and made a profit of 15%. So what's the actual profit? It would be the selling price minus the cost price, which is $7.30. Check your answer. 15% of 48.70 is 730, and if you add 730 back to this cost price, you will get $56, which was the selling price. That was example 5. Example 6. A boutique sold a dress for $120 and sustained a loss of 25%. Now remember, this is not what the boutique bought it for. This is what the boutique sold it for. And in selling it for $120, there was a loss of 25%. Calculate the cost price and the actual price. Okay? So the cost price, we will let the cost price be 100%. Then the selling price is 75%. Notice we subtract the 25 because it was a loss. When it was a profit, you would add it. Then 75% is equal to $120. We will find for 100%, we said that we will let the cost price be 100%, which would be 120 divided by 75% multiplied by 100%. Percent cancel out percent, and you are left with $160. So that is the cost price of this dress that was sold for $120, sustaining a loss of 25%. So what exactly was the loss? So if it was bought for $160 and sold for $120, then the loss is the difference, which is $40. Check your answer. 25% of 160 is 40. Subtract 40 from 160, and you get back that selling price of $120, which included a loss of 25%. So that was section 2, objective 1. We covered discount, sales tax, profit, and loss. But note that the next objective says calculate percentage profit and percentage loss. We did some of that already up here. So we will have some overlap. We have some overlap for the next objective, and quite a few of these objectives have some overlap. And that brings us to the end of video 1, this video, based on objective 1 of section